The secret of Isaac's well. Rehovot, Israel. Founded in 1890 by independent farmers, Rehovot was known as the City of Orchards. And today, it is called the City of Science. However, the story of Rehovot begins even earlier with the story of Isaac's well in Genesis 26. God fulfilled his oath to Abraham by providing wells of living water to Isaac wherever he turned. The only well over which there was no dispute was named Rehovot, the land that God himself expanded with his well for Isaac's seed to be fruitful. Today, Rehovot is a different city. The vast orchards that used to surround the farmers' houses are long gone. Since the foundation of the Weizmann Institute of Science by the first Israeli president Chaim Weizmann, science took control over the city's lands, resident buildings, and working places. The massive attempts to shield and envelop the Weizmann Institute with science from every direction gives rise to many questions. What secrets are they trying to protect? On becoming the first president of Israel, why did Chaim Weizmann settle in Rehovot? And what if Isaac's well still exists within the Weizmann Institute? The secret of Isaac's well, coming soon, here on Esh News.
And Isaac's servants digged in the valley, and found there a well of springing water. And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they digged another well, and strove for that also, and he called the name of it Sitnah. And he removed from thence, and digged another well, and for that they strove not, and he called the name of it Rehoboth. And he said, For now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land.
מה העניינים?
ישר על הבוקר אתה מצלם אותי.
זה העבודה שלך חביבי.
מה
יאללה
קורה
בוא.
בן אדם?
בוא.
Hello guys, how are you? This is a special edition of Esh News over here, and today we got Marcus Franco over here driving the car. Asi is on the background, and today we're gonna go on a nice journey that I told you about before, about the city of Rehovot, and yeah, we're gonna drive now along the streets. We're gonna tell you nice little stories about our city's past and history. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Gonna show you some views along the way with all the scientific places located in Rehovot, and yeah, exactly, Rehovot, the science city. And along the way, we're gonna mention the story from the Bible that I told you earlier, and we'll see how it connects between the past of Rehovot mentioned in the Bible, and of course our present days in the city of Rehovot, and we're gonna try and draw some conclusions from that, I guess. Marcus, you have something to say to our guest over here in our broadcast from your car?
When I came to Israel, this is the first city I came to when I came from Uruguay, and for me it was nothing special of a city, but now we are discovering some interesting things.
So, welcome to Rehovot, ladies and gentlemen. We are here just at the entrance to the city, and over here we see the brick wall that they made to welcome us to the city. It's kind of like funny, they chose a brick wall for some reason. But and anyway, this is for me the first time, although I was like born in this city and live here most of my life, this is the first time that I'm like watching the slogan of the city, which says Rehovot Ir Hamada VaTarbut, meaning Rehovot, the city of science and culture. Now, when I grew up, Rehovot was the city of orchids, and you can see like in the symbol over there, you can see the microscope, which represents the science. You can see the oranges, which represents the orchids, and you can see the book that represents education, I guess. I know here you can see, what is that, Marcus? This is like the atom over there?
The atom.
The atom, right?
The official atom.
The official atom. So this became like, I don't know, the logo of our city instead of like the symbol, the old symbol which is on the left. We got now the atom kind of like represents the city, although we never witnessed an atom, right?
No,
We haven't saw an atom, right?
It's not proven. It's proven by math maybe, but
Okay. But yeah, so it got nice colors, right? They did like the painting,
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, this is how they welcome us to the city.
It's look like the galaxy. It's like the stars, the same,
Yeah, so you
the
have-
small and the macro.
So you're entering the Star Trek path right now, right? Okay, good. So let's get into the city and see what it's all about.
Andromeda Stein.
Alright guys, so we arrived to the science park, Park Hamada in Hebrew, and it's kind of like funny, Park Hamada, because park's supposed to be like a happy place with all like grass and
Walt Disney.
well, yeah, it's supposed to be like that, and the science park, so they kind of like took the science and put it on the park, and this is what you see over here. It's a lot of like high-tech facilities, all kinds of like factories, big office buildings, reaching the sky.
Don't forget.
And this guy over here.
This is the man.
When I grew up over here, I remember like in the beginning of the 90s, all sand over here. This was like the entrance to Rehovot, all sand over here. There was kind of like a restaurant over here in the corner. That's it, okay? Over here now you can see restaurants, nightlife, whatever. And by that, besides that, you can see all the office buildings. 12 o'clock in the noontime, you can see this whole street packed in a normal day. Okay, with all kinds of high-tech people coming over, and this is kind of like a different picture from what we're seeing over here. This book of Rehovot. We can see like how it looked like when they founded the city, or like in the first years or so. Plain buildings on the ground, all the orchids in the background, and simple people, you know. So let's have a, I don't know, nice stroll over here in Park Hamada. See the scientific people do the work, I guess. Okay, so we are out of the science park, and over here we got two of our dear friends, Sir Isaac Newton and Galileo Galilei. One is in charge of fake gravity, one is the research model, I guess. And no, spinning balls or something like that. He's spinning balls. Okay.
Spinning balls theory.
Okay, good. Anyway, so those guys are like in the heart, in the core of the center of this science park. And
They are the thing.
yeah, and in this short show that we're doing now, we're talking about mainly about development of cities and like higher buildings and things like that. And we kind of like question ourselves, how is that got to do with flat Earth? Okay, it's kind of like yeah, we're talking about flat Earth, but you see that it kind of like connects instantly. Okay, as long as you go higher from the ground, okay, from our flat Earth that God gave us, okay, wherever the science control, you see people getting lifted up, going up. They don't have any hold in their ground, in the ground, in their flat Earth, and actually, making a joke on us.
Castles in the air.
Yeah, castles.
Disconnection.
Yeah, making a joke on us, because those places that they build up in the air, they call it flat, okay,
Flat.
or apartment. Like by their names, they apart between people, okay.
Yeah.
So this is like, I don't know, I think the essence of it, you can see it all around, and those guys are like the representatives of it, okay?
These are there are, how do you say, sacred people in other religions. In this religion, these are the sacred people. These are the Muhammads and the Jesus and the Buddha, and these are for the scientists.
So, I guess this place kind of like start to give me the creeps. So I guess we will start moving on, and we show. This guy over here, I kind of like research on him, who is like Davidson. Okay, Davidson is a well-known philanthropist. Was actually from the United States. He owned for some time the Detroit Pistons NBA team and several other teams, I think in baseball or football. And kind of like thought to myself, what this guy got to do with science, with Chovot, with Israel, whatever. And kind of like discovered that in the recent years of his life, kind of contributed to a foundation called the Wexler Foundation. Now, Wexler Foundation kind of like being known recently as a big with a political scandal of Mr. Ehud Barak. He was known to that this foundation kind of like contributed millions of dollars to him, and this guy actually was involved with Epstein. Yeah, you know Epstein, the pedophile and all these gangs. So they kind of like this Wexler found is kind of like a little bit suspicious where their money goes to. It's clear that they're supporting science. They're saying that, but it's okay. But there's like they are involved also in politics and all kinds of like recent accusations we got like with pedophile and things like that. So I don't know. This guy over here doesn't seem right to me. And this is a recent thing, meaning like in the last 15 years or so, you got the Davidson Institute, which is in charge of providing education regarding science. Hopefully they're doing a good job. I don't know. Alright guys, so now we are in the Weizmann Institute. This is the entrance gate to the Institute, and actually let's tell you the story right now. Marcus, as you know, Rehovot was completely like farmer town with all the orchids and people doing their working with the earth. This was from 1890, okay, till 1924. What happens in 1924? What happens? Mr. Chaim Weizmann. Mr. Chaim Weizmann founding this place. It's called the beginning. It's called the Ziv Institute. Okay, and we all know that Chaim Weizmann, the first president of Israel, was kind of Freemason, okay, by definition, okay, and besides that, he was the head of the Zionist movement at the beginning of the 19th century, the 20th century, and afterward, he kind of like helped British, okay, of like in the First World War. The whole thing that I don't know, he kind of like helped them and got all kinds of like benefits afterward, like in the Balfour Statement, and actually the foundation of Israel was kind of like an English favor to a British favor to Lord Chaim Weizmann. But in fact, do you know what he did in the First World War that got it promoted like that?
The venom that killed millions in Europe in the First World War.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying
how do you say, the chemical weapons?
Yeah, they're saying it's kind of like acetone or something like a chemical formula that he invented. But plain and simple, it's chemical weapon. It's a the most diabolical thing
Invention
that we know these days. It's even worse than the atom that people saying it's actually fake. But anyway, this whole place was founded in 1924. Okay, and main question, the big question that pops up is why? Okay, why does a British lord, a Jewish British lord, come over here to this place which has only like nature and orchids,
farmers
and whatever? Why does he come over here and puts founding
institute
dedicated to science? And the thing is, it's called now the Weizmann Institute after he got to be a president. And one other interesting fact that he almost never been in Israel before he became president. I'm not talking about founding this institute. Over there,
they asked Einstein to be
yeah, it's kind of like surprising that they picked up two scientific figures to become like the first president of Israel.
This is interesting.
Yeah, so interesting. Why did he found this place, this scientific facility over here, and why did he make it his first home? Okay, it was known as his home. Now
in Israel
was founded. He was the first president. Now, why didn't he live in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, in Haifa, in one other major city? Why did he pick especially Rehovot? Okay, why do we need this big institute? Okay, to facilitate him. Okay, his home. It's beautiful. Yeah, we'll soon get into. And what are they hiding? Okay, because I can't find a reasonable explanation for that. Okay, what are people hiding over here? Which is kind of like brought all those science over here. Okay, what does science need to cover up? Okay, and this is kind of like a question that goes far away to the story that we started at the beginning. Okay, we'll see, because this is the way I see it. This is like the continuation, okay, of the story in the Bible. We got like the farmers came over here, came to enjoy the big well that God left to Isaac, okay, and then suddenly in the 1920s or so, something changed over here. Someone wanted to put science in this city, okay, for some kind of reason, and this is our quest. Guys, they're approaching, I guess, the Andre de Loro Institute for Space and Optics Research. I kind of like interesting in the space part of it, and we can see like a big memorial over there where the family sits down after you won't disturb them. Over here on the right you can see another physics library, and just passed through another physics institute, and what is this right building over here? It's another building of physics science named after Edna K.B. Weizmann. Okay, I think it was the wife of Mr. Weizmann. So we are now in the core of the core, okay, of the Weizmann Institute.
The universe.
Yes, I guess, because this is, ladies and gentlemen, our very own Israeli particle accelerator. Okay, this is like CERN, yeah, CERN in a mini version. I think it was established somewhere in the 70s, 80s or so. You can see the weird shape of this thing, kind of like
futuristic.
Yeah, very futuristic, phallic, very phallic, you know, like reminds you of some kind of like
cement, simple cement technology.
Yeah, something like that, but kind of like holds itself lots of, I don't know, movement. You see like a screwdriver or something like that, and you can see like this. What's it called? I don't know what they try to make out of it.
A tripod.
But the important thing is that it's visible. It was visible until the 80s. It was visible from any places, everywhere in the city. Okay? Until they founded the science park that they made higher places. And tell me, Marcus, what is a particle accelerator? What are they doing over here?
Quantum physics. They say that they want to check in the smallest of parts of the matter. They collide one to another in a circuit. This is the collider. So they can see what happens, which parts go off of the explosion.
Yeah.
And that's how they know there are new particles in matter and in reality. But I don't see it coming true in our life.
From what I remember, like at the end of the process, from all that they produce from CERN, is that they're saying that there's a particle called God, right?
The boson particle. That only if it exists, God exists. It's an oxymoron.
It means nothing. It means actually nothing, right?
Something like that. Now they know new particles, smaller and smaller and smaller, but it never ends. You know, it's like.
So just give them more money to continue on this research, I guess.
It never ends. It's a big thing. It's very symbolic, but
you see, this place was the pride of the Weizmann Institute. They brought lots of lots of people to over here to observe this particle accelerator. I guess from a good reason. I don't know what kind of secrets of the universe they hold over here. But I guess we'll go and check out. No, we're not gonna do that. And we continue on touring over here in the Weizmann Institute. Let's go. The old path, okay? You see the old path of road that led to his house. And as we walk up the hill over here, we can actually see the house itself. I do believe that this is a reconstruction of the house, and after lots of renovating and doing this whole place a touristic place. I don't think there is anything too much special about it. It's kind of remained from old times or from the times that he used to live here. And over here, the entrance, the first thing I observed is kind of like a sign, street signs that glorifies our president. The old name. And over here we got a publicity of the municipality of Tel Aviv about the day of the president of the country. Okay, this is the day that all the people will celebrate the 75th birthday of our president, Dr. Chaim Weizmann. Over here, we got huge ego trip. Wave your flags for the president of Israel. It is a call for the residents of Tel Aviv to honor the president of Israel once he's visiting there for the first time since he was elected president. And it's written down at the bottom, City of Tel Aviv, make yourself pretty with light blue and white in honor of our president of Israel, signed Israel Rokach, the mayor of Tel Aviv. And over here, you can see the sign that tells a little bit of biography of Chaim Weizmann. You can show them the English one over here. And besides that, the place is closed now because it's a holiday. But in normal days, I guess there's visitings over here. I don't know really what's inside, but they're probably gonna show all kinds of documents of him from the days that he became president. But this whole place is kind of touristic place. We really feel that the core, okay, the core of this place, and the reason that this place was founded was because of this old building that we saw over there. Alright guys, I think that we reached the spot which kind of like holy, I don't know. You see this crappy building over here? Okay, this is how I guess they saved or kind of like guarded the well. Okay, and this is kind of like a mere site, meaning this old building is supposed to cover, from what we see, okay, what we think, and soon we're gonna show you inside, is the well, Isaac's well, right over here, okay, right beneath the pump over here that pumps the water, I guess, and I don't know what they're doing with this water, okay, because those are not drinking waters for sure. This is the water of God, okay. We feel God over here. We feel some kind of like I don't know, relaxed, happy. Nice.
Connected.
Connected, yeah, whatever word you want to give it. And inside, over here, as long as we keep being close to this place over here, this deserted, crumbling place, we feel like, good energy coming over here. And we soon gonna see the tube over here. Let's go, let's see inside what's going on. You can see over here, this is like an old pump, okay, of I guess a well, okay, of I guess water there which are underneath, and
A deserted place.
A deserted place which still have a pipe that leads the water somewhere. I do believe from what I see over here, I think this well is about 100 years old, something like that, and I think that this is around these times that people actually discovered it and decided to establish the Science City on top of this well, I guess, to hide it. And they're doing that so sophisticatedly with this deserted building to cover.
In the middle of beautiful Weizmann Institute, who was like put millions to make it beautiful, and this thing is in the middle and it looks like crap.
Yeah, this is kind of like this building is unrelated totally to this whole institute.
They don't want you to observe this place. They want you to pass by and say, oh, it's just an old building, and they didn't cover it yet.
Yeah.
How beautiful it is around.
Yeah, now they kind of like covered the entire walls of the building with pictures of President Weizmann. Okay, getting his, I guess this is a tefillin or a Torah book or something like that that he gets from some other dude. And on the other side of this...
Other dude, the President of the United States.
Oh yeah, that's Roosevelt? Yeah, Roosevelt, okay.
No, the one with the bombs, with the atomic bombs.
Oh, Truman.
Truman.
Okay, Truman. That explains a lot.
He had some contacts.
I guess
he
they
had some contacts.
cooperated in some way. He invented the chemical weapons and he brought into use the atomic weapons. So I guess they had something to talk about. I don't know.
All of those on the crappy building in the fucking
here,
middle
I want to show you
Weizmann Institute of Science.
I don't know, kind of like symbolic thing that they made for our first president. This is a picture of him at the Congress, at the Jewish Congress. Him speaking and giving his speeches. And over here, right in the bottom, you've got like a poem written by a very famous Israeli poet named Nathan Alterman. This whole song, I can read it to you in Hebrew and translate it, but to make it short, we kind of like this whole song kind of like glorifies the character of Chaim Weizmann and how much he's like a good speaker and how much is like his words should be actual true, because he's got this charm that gets people, and this is the way that he actually put his first steps in the Zionist movement. That later on made him the first president, and they keep talking over here about his character, about his charm, about his performance, charisma, and these are all weapons that we are well familiar with other leaders that the devil himself touches him.
And so, it's on a crappy building.
And it's on this crappy place with this crappy door entrance. I don't know, we kind of like bumped into our eyes. And we said to ourselves, what is that got to do with anything else in this institute? But
Nothing.
Nothing, but kind of like feels over here. It feels right at home, I guess. Okay, we can find a sacred well that God left to Isaac, and this well can contain forces that we can't even imagine. It can, from all I imagine, it can be like, I don't know, the Holy Grail or something like that. It's kind of like a place God gave to Isaac in order for him to fulfill the promise he gave to Abraham. And in this place, this is where God himself touched and created this well. So you must ask yourself, why did he do that over here? So people won't watch over here and watch over there. Alright, so and we are here in the final resting place of Chaim Weizmann, and with his wife over here that lived 14 years after him. As you can see here, we have like the marks, the stones, whatever. This is like a Jewish tradition to put stones over tubes. And over here, I don't know, we'll just say to him thank you for all that you did for our country, and hopefully, I don't know, you didn't try to, I don't know,
Fuck us up.
Fuck us up, yeah. Thanks.